Guys, my name is Nairi and I'm running an adoption support channel especially for you. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing, and if you're returning, then thanks for coming back. And today my video is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to make a confession to you, and that is I'm talking about emotional availability, and right now I'm not that emotionally available to my boys. And the reason for this is because we've had a major family crisis and one of the family is seriously ill, and it's taken us all by surprise, and it's not an elderly relative, it's someone very young in the family. And so to be able to cope with that and to cope with the boys and be emotionally available has been very challenging. And so I want to just open out to you today, guys, and I want to tell you how it really is for me, because there will be family challenges and crises that you will come across when you have your children where you cannot necessarily prioritize those children. And right now I can't do that for the boys because the person who's seriously ill is very, very close to me, so I cannot find enough emotional availability for the boys right now. And so how am I coping with that? Well, the other confession is right now my husband has taken them out for a little while, and I'm supposed to be resting, but I'm making this video for you, and because I thought this is an opportunity to share with you the reality of what it really is like to be an adopter sometimes and to have children that are potentially quite demanding on you emotionally. I've shared in other videos that the boys are like that. They like to be with you a lot of the time, and they do follow us around a lot even though they're older, and I do love them dearly. But when I'm not very emotionally available, this can be the most challenging thing for me, because I actually like to have time on my own. So even though I have 7 children and 2 grandchildren, I do like to have that time and space on my own. I'm not one of these people who can constantly have things going on around them. I need time for my mind to rest and for things to process. So, how are we coping? Well, the first thing to say is we've managed to call on our network, and this is something that I say to you time and time again in the videos that I've made. You must have a really good network around you, and our network has changed over the years. Now, the network that we had when the boys were fostered, we had different people. We had family support workers that could come in and take the boys out for us. We had our adult children living at home, so they played a different role for us then than they do now. But we still have our network around us. So I've had help from my mum, and several of the adult children and some friends from our church have offered to take our boys out for a couple of hours in the afternoon so that we can have a break. And we've really needed to do that. And I think without that, potentially this crisis would completely take hold of me. But because I've been able to have those couple of hours every afternoon when the boys are going to do something nice with someone else, then I don't have to feel guilty if I want to be in my room and I want to have a good cry, if I want to have a rest because I'm really emotionally drained and tired. I don't need to feel guilty about that. And that is what you need to build into your life. People that that you can trust, that will be able to take these children out for you, whether it's a new adoption placement or you've had them for many years, is irrelevant, because life will throw things at you, and sometimes you need to know that those people are there for you. And it's too easy to think you can do it all on your own and that you don't need the support and help, when actually you do. So the other thing that I found that's happened with the boys is that obviously they know what's happening. It's not a secret what's happening in the family at the moment, and they're concerned. So they're concerned perhaps for myself and my husband and how we are, and they can tell that we're tired and that we're emotionally drained. They probably see sometimes that I've been crying, and they might even see that my husband's been crying too, and that affects them. That's difficult for them. And so every now and again they probably need to just see that eye contact from us, that everything's okay. Every now and again I will use my sense of humour, which I do have. I'm not even sure that comes through on the videos, but I do have a really, really wicked sense of humour, and I'll just come out with a song or a joke or something, just to kind of bring the moment down so that they can see that I'm still okay, I'm still human, I'm still their mum, and I still have my sense of humour. And sometimes I'll let them see me be upset, I'll let them see me cry. We've also spent time talking to the boys about what's happened to this person and how serious it is, and how it presents itself, and what the route is to recovery for that person, and what that might look like for us as a family. So in the beginning I couldn't do that. I just couldn't sit down and share with them at all. It was just too raw and too emotional, but we have been able to do that a little bit more recently, and I think that's probably reset the equilibrium of the family for them to realize how serious it is, but to be reminded that no matter what happens in our family, no matter what extra pressures we have or what happens to anybody else in the family, that they remain our precious children. They remain our children the same as our birth children do. There is no danger of them ever being moved on, ever needing to go anywhere else. And regardless of how upset and emotional we might be, that we still love them and nothing will get in the way of that. So it's that constant reminder that our relationship basis with them remains the same. Guys, I hope that helps you. You might not have a crisis at the moment, you might not have any adopted children at the moment, but you may look back on this video when something happens and remember it, and it might be helpful for you. So if you think you're going to find my videos interesting, then please take the time to subscribe on the you'll see my face pop up at the end, and I look forward to seeing you on my next videos.